نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله خير الحديث حديث محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, today we'll be discussing about the effects of sins in our life. But before I start my topic for today, inshallah, it will be good that I myself and you all, we clean our intention and we make it only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This intention is the most important part in our Islam, because if the intention is right, it will be accepted. But if the intention is wrong, even though we are doing big deeds, but it will not be accepted based on our intention. So we ask Allah that to keep our intention clean, and we start with that. And also, there is one important thing with regards to the gathering. Alhamdulillah, with the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have gathered here only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to learn about His deen. And there are many rewards for that, for those who come and attend these gatherings. And to be very honest, this is only with the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we all gather here. Because there are many people who are not coming at all to any lectures or to any durus or any hadith, anywhere. We don't see them. How many people we know, alhamdulillah, this is a Muslim country, and how many people are coming and attending the lectures? Very few. This is the tawfiq of Allah that even though we are busy, we have busy schedules, still we try our best to come and sit in these gatherings. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he mentioned about the blessing of such gatherings in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being remembered, that no people gather to remember Allah Almighty, but the angels surround them, cover them with mercy, send calmness upon them, and mention them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to name to Him. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it from us all. Inshallah, we will be talking about this thing as well, that how sins affect, that because of that, we become so lazy to even come and attend such lectures. So, let's begin today's topic. And with that, you know the Hijr Aswad, the black stone. Was it always black? It wasn't always black. When it came to Ibrahim alayhi salam, it was white. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he mentioned that the black stone came down from paradise and it was whiter than milk. It was whiter than milk. Then how it became black? It became black due to the sins of the children of Adam. SubhanAllah. So this white stone became black with the sins of the children of Adam. There was one, I think he was a German, and he's converted, alhamdulillah, he's Muslim now. Back then, he wrote a book on this as well, Journey to Makkah and Journey to Islam, in 2 volumes. In volume 1, he was a non-Muslim, and in volume 2, alhamdulillah, he was Muslim. So back then, he pretended to be Muslim, and he was a spy. So he pretended to be Muslim, and like many other, we listen to these stories that non-Muslims, they try to attack Islam and they do research, and alhamdulillah, Allah guide them because of this research. So he was among those guys. So what happened? He wanted to prove that this stone is not from out of this world, because as Muslim, we know it's not from this earth. It came from the Jannah. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has told us about that. So he wanted to prove that the Muslims are lying. So he pretended to be Muslim, he became spy, he spent some time in Morocco, he tried to learn about Islam, then he went to Makkah, and he did Umrah, and he did Hajj as well, and somehow, at that time, he he tried to get little amount of this hijr as well. So he took that amount and he went back to his country and they did a test. They made a laboratory and they did the test and he was the supervisor for that. And subhanallah, the result came that this stone is not from this earth. Subhanallah. And then at some point he accepted Islam. So he wrote the book as well, Journey to Makkah. So what I was mentioning, that this stone became black for what? Because of the sins of the Adam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us about something else which can become black because of what? Because of the sin. What is that? That's the heart. In a Sahih Hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, when a believer he commits sin, a black spot appears on his heart. Anyone, he will do sin, maybe small sin, big sin. You know, many sin people will think it's very small. But because of that, the effect, what happened? The black dot is put on his heart. And how it is removed? When he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, then again the heart becomes pure. But if he does the sin, what happens? There comes a time when this heart will become completely black. Black heart. Like a stone, hard heart. It's like and in the same hadith, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he mentioned about this thing, that there comes a time when this heart becomes completely black. Then he mentioned this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. In the same hadith, "Kalla bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun." No, rather, verily, the stain has covered their hearts of what they used to earn. Subhanallah. This is the ayah of the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that the heart becomes stained because of what? Because of the sin. A person is doing any sin, and because of that, there comes a time that his heart becomes blocked. Blocked with what? With his sins. It's black now. Now what happened? This is the stage when he don't care about haram. He has no khushu in the prayer, no khushu for any of the worship. He don't want to come for the lectures. Even if he come for the lecture, he's just watching, looking at the time when the sheikh will finish. He's standing for the prayer, Isha prayer or Taraweeh or Qiyam. He just wants them to finish it. He is reading the Quran. He don't even want to finish one page, and he is so lazy to leave it. Why? Because he is not attaining this khushu, this sweetness of Iman, this light of Iman. Why? Because of his sins. This heart is very important thing. It's very important, and it's not that just the heart is affected. No, the whole body is affected because of the sin. How? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned that ala inna fil jasadi mudghah idha salahat salaha al jasadu kulluhu wa idha fasadat fasada al jasadu kulluhu ala wa hiya al qalb. Subhanallah. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he said? He said that there is a piece of flesh in the body. If it becomes good, the whole body becomes good. But if it gets spoiled, then the whole body is spoiled. And what is that piece? It is the heart. Allahu Akbar. We have to take care of our heart. How? By doing good deeds. By staying away from the sins. And this heart, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, on the day of judgment, the person who will be further, very far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will be one. Al-qalabul qasi. What is this? It is the hard heart. The one who will have hard heart will be very far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to take care of this heart. And also some of the ulama, they said that because of the sin, it's the heart and the full body becomes weak. The body becomes so weak that the person becomes lazy. Not only in deen, but even in dunya as well. He don't want to do anything. He's lazy. He's lazy for work, no productivity at all. Why? Because of the sin. He's lazy for going for the prayer. He's lazy for the work. He don't want to work. He wants to sleep. He don't want to recite Quran. He don't want to fast. He don't want to be involved in any kind of good deeds. He's lazy. Sometimes we even with him, why I want to go, but I'm very lazy. I'm very lazy. We are waiting for the Iqamah. And when by the time we reach there, then at that time is the last rakat, and we are happy. We are just praying. We will pray on our own quickly, and we will come back home. We are not sitting there and doing the askar. We are not reciting the morning askar or evening askar. We are very lazy for everything. So this is because of the sin. Because your heart became weak, your body became weak, and you don't want to do anything. And this is obviously from the shaitan. This is from the shaitan. It makes you lazy. Why? The next, inshallah, we will come to that point as well. How the shaitan becomes so heavy on us. Also, it is because of our sin. So this was the first thing. I will mention, inshallah, I will try to mention 9 points within the 10 minutes, inshallah, we have today. And literally, I want everyone to, one thing which I have implemented in my life, and obviously it's from our teachers we come to know, that it's not that we just go and attend the lectures, we just go and attend the khutbah, and then just we leave and we live the same life we are living. No. Just even one point we take from one Jummah, one lecture, it can change our life. But we have to be prepared for that. We are not here, we did not spend it, we did not came here for what? Just to drink tea or have the food at the end and just leave and just listen to whatever the shuyukh are telling. No. We are coming here, why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us tawfiq so that we can come here, we can listen, we can come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can implement what we listen in the lectures. So if we are not implementing, we will not be able to change our life. So if we really want to change our life, then we have to implement for what we listen in the lectures. For the Quran, the Quran, we have to ponder over the Quran. Why? So we can implement the Quran, so we can change our life, so we can come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we know that how we can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that will please Him, so that He can make us enter into the paradise. So, first point I mentioned, the effect of sin is your heart become black, your heart become very, very hard. The second point is the decrease in the risk. Subhanallah. Decrease in the risk. Business, it was very nice. They made a plan, the business plan, the strategies. They hired big outsourced big companies for the strategies. Everything was doing well, and all of a sudden, unplanned, and they started looking like, where did we go with this strategy? No, we went wrong with our life. We did sins. Because of the sin, this thing happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala either decrease your risk or remove the barakah from your risk. It's not that only decrease, like you don't have any money, and that's because of your sin. Then the barakah is removed. We know people who earn in 2,000 KD, 3,000 KD. There is no barakah in their risk. This is because of their sin. Allah has removed the barakah. And also, it is because they are either earning haram, and obviously that's a sin as well. I'll tell you, there was one guy who was working in a bank, in an Islamic bank, and he got an offer from a big bank, which was not Islamic, conventional bank. And alhamdulillah, we all know that we cannot work in conventional bank. It is haram, the money is haram, okay? And obviously, he even know that. But you know what happened? When we are so much involved in this dunya, when we are so much involved with the sin and our only focus is this dunya, then the shaitan try to make us convince, we try to find out the ways. So he called me and he said, I got an offer from conventional bank. When I heard that, I will not take the name obviously. When he told me about this bank, and I told him, I said that this bank, it is maybe not even like 1% we can say there is anything halal in that. So he said, no, my job description is like that. Can you please check with some shuyukh, if you know anyone who is specialized in Islamic finance? I said, alhamdulillah, I will check. So I called this sheikh and I told him about this, and this sheikh said that it is haram. He said, I will speak to the sheikh and I will show him my job description. Maybe he will do something. So I called this guy and I told him, I checked with him. Before you meet him, he completely rejected. He said it's haram. Even the security guard working in the bank is haram. Money is haram. So he said, okay, fine. I said, in Kuwait there is one sheikh, he's doctor as well. You can check with him. He said, I already checked with him. He said it's haram. I said, so, subhanAllah, so what are you looking for? Why? He told me, I am getting more than double salary there. He was already getting like more than 1,000 KD. So the shaitan, may Allah protect us all from this thing. So what happened? He joined it. He joined this bank, subhanAllah. I met him, I said what is this like? It's haram. He said, no, I called someone in UK and I showed him my job description and he studied it well. And he said, no, it's okay, it's completely fine. You see, it's haram. He knows it. But because of the greediness of this money, he tried to find the ways to make it halal. And alhamdulillah, halal is clear and haram is clear. We know it. It's very clear from the hadith. And this is one person. And this person, literally, he will earn 3,000, 4,000 KD. I am telling you, if it is haram, there is no barakah in that, he will not be, or anyone will not be in peace. Because 1 KD, if you are earning 1 KD, there is barakah in that, it will be much better than the person who is earning how much? 1,000 KD. There will be more barakah in this 1 KD. That's why we see people, they are earning so much, but they have no peace of mind. They're always worried about money. They're always running after money and always worried about money. And on the other hand, we see people, 200 KD, 300 KD, they're earning, and alhamdulillah, they're sending to their families as well. They're happy here as well. They are eating everything, alhamdulillah. So this is the barakah. The barakah is removed. And also, one other brother, he, mashallah, this is very important thing. If there is a sin, if we avoid that sin, Allah will replace that with something good. So this brother, he was going for a job interview, and alhamdulillah, this is the tawfiq of Allah, that something comes in your mind that maybe it's wrong, so I need to check it with someone. This is even a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this brother, he was going for a job interview in stock exchange. And he texted me. He said, can you please check if it is allowed to work in stock exchange? And I said, okay, fine, give me some time. I will check with someone who is specialized in it. He said, no, I'm going for the job interview. I already completed like 2 rounds and this is the final round now. So maybe they will hire me or something. I said, okay, fine. I checked with one sheikh and he sent me from a fatwa and it was clear that it's not allowed to work. So I have already texted him. I have sent him this message and he didn't check it because he was in an interview. So he finished his interview and he texted me. He said that they offered me a job and big money. So he saw this fatwa as well. So he said, I will not join it. Subhanallah. And 2 weeks back, he said that alhamdulillah, I got something better than this stock exchange. Subhanallah. This is the blessing, this is the barakah. We need to look for that. We don't have to look after and run after the haram money. We don't need that. The business is good, someone will come from the bank, take this much loan, do investment in this, and we will give you interest. 2% interest, 10% interest. Take this loan. This little amount of loan can destroy your business, can destroy your life, can destroy the hereafter as well. Just this maybe 100 KD of interest which you are getting. Why we have to involve in this? So we need to find out how we can increase the risk, not how to decrease the risk. If anyone is worried about the risk, then he should have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that if you were to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as it should be relied, like as it is due on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you would be given provision like the birds. Subhanallah, like the birds. Are they worried about their jobs? Are they worried like we need to, find this way, that way? No. Like birds, Allah will subhanahu wa ta'ala give you risk. What happened with the bird? They go out hungry in the morning and they come back with full bellies in the evening. We need to have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to risk. We need to have a pure tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our families need to have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know, wallahi, like when the times are difficult, when you have no job, no money, you will find people. You will find people not supporting you. You will find people who will say, well, work for haram. Even if they have like thousands of dinar in their pocket, they will not say that, don't worry, inshallah, I can help you now. When you will get halal money, you can return me back. No. Thousands of KD in the pockets. And they meet you, they tell you, go work in the banks, work for insurance, work for this company. What is the problem? Everyone is working. You have the problem? So we don't have to listen to these people. Allah will not make us sleep hungry, okay, if we have tawakkul. But if there is any day on which we will eat less, it is much better than to eat more, which is haram. So protect your bellies from the haram money. Because this haram is of no benefit. It will only decrease your money. Maybe you are making the properties, but there will be no barakah, no peace at all in your life. So this was the second point, that decreasing the risk because of your sin. The third point is, shaitan will be with you. As I mentioned, in all points you will see, shaitan will be with you. Why? Your iman is weak. You have no knowledge about Islam. You don't care about Islam. We don't want to learn about Islam. We are living a happy life, a purposeless life. So what Allah does with such person, in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about this person. Whoever makes himself blind against the advice of Rahman, then we assign for him a devil, a shaitan, who will accompany him all the time. Allah. Shaitan will be with the person who ignore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we see that such person, sometimes we have to remind them, brother, you are Muslim. How can you even speak like that? They are supporting the kuffars. They are supporting these so-called, the new things, the LGBT, the feminism, these old things. They're supporting them. We have to remind them, you are Muslim. How can you say that? Or anything. Why? Because they are blind. They are blind from the advice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made shaitan their friends all the time. They don't think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their projects, their goal, their purpose, everything, who is deciding? Everything, they are coming from the shaitan. It looks very nice. Shaitan make it very nice in front of them. It's very nice, it's okay. And like shaitan, what does it do? Like, okay, this is no sin, no problem. You are being protected from the big sin. So no problem, go for that, it's okay. It looks very nice. Big projects, big money, big investment, big risk. The shaitan is there all the time. No, we don't care about haram, halal. We don't care about that. For ourselves, for our children, we let them do whatever they want to do. We let them go wherever they want to go. We are not worried about anything. May Allah protect us from such situation. So, how we can be protected from this thing? This thing is we do the morning and evening askar. It is very important. So if anyone thinks that I am doing the things which are not right and I have to protect myself, check his askar. Check your prayer, check your askar. Are you praying on time? Are you doing the askar morning and evening? These morning and evening askar, Allah, like many times we even heard from the Sheikh Ahmad and many other Sheikh. SubhanAllah. These are the protection for us. These are like a shield for us from morning to evening. from evening to morning. These are the shield. How much time does it take to read the morning azkar? Maximum 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Or if you have memorized, maybe more, like even less than that. Evening azkar, how much time? And there is one zikr, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Whoever recited 100 times, many other benefit. I am just talking about one benefit. That you will be protected for 24 or you will be protected from all kind of evil, from shaitan, from jinn. We complain about the evil eyes, we complain about the jinns. We don't look at ourselves what we are doing. Our full day is busy in disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then there is no azkar, and then we say that this thing happened to us, this thing happened to our family. How are we going to protect ourselves and our families if we don't have azkar in our life? So make sure that we have the habit of doing the azkar morning and evening. We don't leave that by any chance. And alhamdulillah, it's not just there is one time limit that in that specific half an hour you have to complete. No, alhamdulillah, there is enough time from Fajr until Zuhr, like mid. Best after Fajr. And then for the evening, you can start it after Zuhr. You can start it. So we have enough time. Enough time. You can have it on your phone. You can have it a small card. But do this. Have your time. Make your time busy with the azkar. Memorize. Make your kids memorize this azkar, and remind them every day. Every day. This is part of the tarbiyah. It's not that we only worried about the kids, their exams, their schools. This is more important. This will protect them in the exams as well. This will protect them from the sins. This will protect them from any kind of evil which they might be doing at school. So if you are worried about your kids, put azkar, do azkar, leave them with azkar, leave them for the schools, for anywhere with the azkar. So the third thing, shaitan will be with such person. And the fourth thing is that because of the sin, depression will come. Depression will come, and this person will be, all the time he's depressed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran that whoever turns away from my remembrance, he will have a depressed life. And we will gather him on the day of resurrection blind. Look, this is for the person who don't do Islam, who don't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all have memorized that ayah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that verily the remembrance of Allah do God find rest. Alhamdulillah. We know that, but maybe we don't know this. What is the opposite of that? If you will not do it, what will happen? You will have a depressed life. You try to have everything in your life, but still you are depressed. Look at the kuffars, the non-Muslims. They plan for their vacations. Why? They always try to do things which will give them peace. The drugs. We know the ratios where the drugs are very high. The drugs or all kind of filth you will find with them. The vacations, they are so much focused on that. And there are people, I know there are people who earn throughout the week and they spend all the amount in clubs on the weekends. Why? To achieve the peace. To achieve the peace. They try to look for the peace in alcohol, in smoking, in women, in all kind of drugs. But they will never be able to achieve that peace. Why? Because the peace is with the Muslims who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not all Muslims. We have Muslims, alhamdulillah, we have Muslims who are depressed all the time. And like subhanAllah, there was one time, I was not in Kuwait, other country. There was one guy after the khutbah, he said, I want to speak to you and I want to take some consultancy and I'm very depressed. So he took my number, I said at night I'm free, you can come. So subhanAllah, I still remember that. He came at 9 and he was having a brand new BMW sports. And like, I saw him and I was sitting next to him and he said like, I am very depressed. I am at the peak of difficulties. I was looking at his face and I was looking at his car. I was saying, Subhanallah. We think that people with the big, nice cars, big house, they are living the best life. But we don't know what's going in. Subhanallah. And obviously, when he told me about his stories, there was no Islam at all. Alhamdulillah, he's changed now. Alhamdulillah. May Allah keep him and us steadfast. So, if we want peace, if we want good life, if we want good hereafter, we should not forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran, وَمَا أَصَابَكُم مِّن مُّصِيبَةٍ فَبِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِيكُمْ وَيَعْفُو عَن كَثِيرٍ. Whatever misfortune, calamity befall on you is the consequence of your own deeds. Allahu Akbar. But much of it is forgiven. Subhanallah. All kind of difficulties which we see in our life now, it is because of the sins, because of the deeds which we did. And even our kids. Your kids are not listening to you. Your kids, you see, they are destroyed now. Is wallahi, one reason is because of you. Because of your own deed. Because you did not earn halal. Because you are not caring about Islam. Now you are worried that your daughter, na'uzubillah, is doing haram or your son is doing haram. It was because of you. You know the scholars, subhanAllah, the scholars, they used to stand at night and they used to, one scholar, I can't recall his name, he used to pray at night, okay, Hajj. And he was praying at night and one time he saw his son and he said, I am praying this for you. Because of you being pious, you being on track, your kids will be affected because of that. Your kids will be pious, inshallah. And if you are not pious yourself, how can you even expect that you will have the children who will be in the masajid all the time, who will be reading the Quran all the time, who will be sitting in good gatherings all the time, when you yourself are not doing anything? You have to change yourself if you want your kids to be better, a better Muslim. A better Muslim is not the one who is engineer, who is doctor, who is having a PhD. Parents are proud that my son is an engineer. My daughter is a doctor. Okay. Do they know how to pray, or do they know the 6 pillars of Iman? 6 pillars of Iman? What are these? I know 5 pillars of Islam. What are 6 pillars of Iman? They themselves, they don't know. They never taught their kids as well. Now the kids are enjoying in the money. There was one lady, he called a sheikh and she said that my son is in America, he's a doctor, and now I am very old. I want him to come and be with me. But he is doctor, he's living there with his family, he's earning a lot of money, he's sending me money. I want him to come here. How can I explain him? How can I tell him, I need you, my son, I don't need your money? So you know what the sheikh replied? He said, you have created a money-making machine. A money-making machine, so bear that now. You did not create it, or you did not brought up your child as per the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you are expecting him to respect you or be with you. How is that possible? So this is the circle. We have to change ourselves, we have to change our kids. In order to change our kids, we have to be the role model. They don't have to look around for the role models. They have to look at you. And obviously we have to be like whom? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They should know you because they love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Your kids will respect you. Why? Not because they are afraid of you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about that. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, they respect you, they be with you, they do things with you. Similarly, your husband, you have problem with your wife. If you want your wife to be good with you, you want your husband to be good with you, you have to have your good relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you have good relationship with the Creator, Allah will automatically make your relation good with the creation as well. So, any problem happens because of our sins. This was the fourth point. The fifth point, blessings will be removed from your life. Blessings will be removed from your life. And, sometimes there is one sin. One sin is enough to destroy our life. One sin, it can remove the blessings completely from our life. And that removal of blessings can be by any means. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can literally take away someone who is close to you. He was blessing for you. He was blessing for you. But you never took care of him or her. Allah took them. Allah took them. This is one thing. And the days, you never thought it's a blessing for me. The Friday, is it a blessed day for us? Some person, he was telling me that, sooner maybe this poet gonna change this. We have Alhamdulillah Friday and Saturday off. And soon they are planning, or they will remove this holiday from Friday to Saturday and Sunday. I was very worried. So I said, it can happen because Friday is a blessing for us, and we don't care about Friday. We don't care about Friday. If we are not care about Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a day off for us, so we can do ibadah in this day. We are not caring about this. We are going to the beach. It's a beach day. The Thursday night, from the Thursday night, it's a beach night. You go and check. One day you go and check. At night, 2 a.m., the families, the kids are on the beach. Why? It's a Thursday night. It's a blessed night. In the morning, it's a Friday. Starting from the Fajr. Starting from Tahajjud. The Fajr, the best prayer of the week is the Friday prayer. Best prayer. People spending the night on the beach. Are they going to pray with the Jama'at the Fajr? They don't care. And then moving on this Friday, the Jummah, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that whoever walks for the Friday prayer, okay, whoever walks for Friday, obviously, whoever do the ghusl and clean himself, wear nice clothes, walk to the masjid, and then he sit close to the khatib, the reward. You know how much is the reward? We know of a hadith of the camel, the goat, that alhamdulillah, this is part of it. This is another hadith, you get that. In this hadith, Prophet Muhammad said, for each step, 1 year, one year of night prayer. Can you pray at night every day? No. For one step you take, 1 year of night prayer, you get the reward for that. And on the other step, you know what the reward? 1 year of fasting. And this is Sahih Hadith. And the scholars, they have mentioned, they don't know of any other deed which is so easy and have such big reward. If you're Muslim, you think you're Muslim, you have to go for walking 1 hour. 1 hour. Count the steps. These people who go for jogging and walking, alhamdulillah, it's good. We have to be fit. And they have this watch or the phone, they count the steps. Today, I took 3,000 steps. Today, I took 10,000 steps. One day, try to go for the Jummah Ali. Ali does not mean that when you reach there is azan. No. Ali means try to go 2 hours early, 3 hours early. Walk for 1 hour. Check how many steps you took. 3,000 steps. Now multiply the 3,000 with the amount of ajr you're going to take every Friday. This is the blessing. We ignore this blessing. Friday, many people, and like ages, until now, they are just running and catching the Jummah. And then we say that, then we are sad that they are going to change this day. You shouldn't be sad, because you will be working then. Because you did not care about this blessing. You did not took care of this blessing that you have to go for the Jummah early. Now Allah will make you work for other, and then you will only be allowed to go for the Jummah for half an hour. I know in the non-Muslim countries, people they want a day off for Friday. They want to come for Jummah, and you will meet many people. They used to miss Jummahs. So 2 Jummahs they only get for the 3rd Jummah. And you know, their Jummah I used to make for 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. And sometimes the people used to ask me, please can you make it shorter than 15 minutes? Because we have to go back to the work. We are blessed here. Alhamdulillah, we are a Muslim country. So we have to take care of our blessings. If we are not going to take care of our blessings, Allah will take it by any means. May Allah protect us all. And one scholar, he said that I disobey Allah. Whenever I disobey Allah, or sometimes we don't know we are disobeying, right? So whenever I disobey Allah, I feel the effect in 3 things. I feel the effect in 3 things. What are these 3 things? Your right, he said, in my right, in my wife, and in my servant. I see the effect in these things. If I disobey Allah, if I'm doing sins, our cars. Do you think that for no reason our tire get busted on the way in heat 50 degree? Do you think without any reasons that our ride has problems all of a sudden? No. There is a reason for everything. And this sheikh, he said that I can feel it in my ride. Obviously, at that time he was having a horse or camel. But now we can see in our rides, our cars. Your car is a blessing for you. And if the sins are there, Allah can take away this blessing, or Allah can do anything with your right. And it happens. It happens. We should be very scared, and we should be very caring about these things. I know someone, Allah has blessed him. Wallahi, these things are blessing for Allah. Allah has blessed him with this car. Okay, with the license as well. So you know how difficult it is to get the license here. So this person, he never used to go or do any good from this ride. Any good from this ride. And wallahi, I was scared. I was scared that Allah might take the blessing from him. Because he never did anything good with this car. We need to do good with our cars as well. We need to use our car for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. We need to do some activities in the car towards the good, so we can be protected from the problems and from the difficulties. So Allah took away this blessing. Now it's been like 4 years, he don't have the license even. And he's struggling. He's struggling and he's trying his best to get the license even. When we will not take care of our blessing, Allah will take away from us. Okay, the next point, sins will take you to another sin. It's not that one sin, a person is doing one sin, and there will be no consequence of that. For example, this is a very serious matter. A person, he is doing sin, and because of that one sin, he will move to the other sin. I will give you an example. I will give you two examples. One is, people who smoke. People who smoke, many think it's halal, which is not halal. And some who knows it is not halal, but still they do. May Allah guide them, may Allah guide everyone, and may Allah help everyone who is involved in this kind of sin. So smoking, one sin, okay? Leading to another sin. They want to try something big, which will give them more high, which will make them more high. From smoking a cigarette, to the cigar, to the shisha. And now, the waves, they're like sadly, you will see now this market is growing crazy. And you will see there are 10, like, I don't know, I'm not saying 10, there are 100 of different things which the person can try every day, new thing. And this is the effect of the sin. He was involved in one sin and jumping from one sin to another sin. He don't want to leave the sin. He wants to move to the other thing. This is shaitan. These things, when these things, they come, like the shisha or this vape, they say it is very less effective from the cigarette. Okay? Later the study comes, it is equal to 100 packet of cigarette. Okay? And then the new thing come, and they say that this is very beneficial. Like it will not affect you. When vape came, the shisha is very dangerous for health. Now it's vape, it's very good. Like it's very good, like it's healthy for you, right? They say there is no problem for this vape. Okay? But later the study came, this is very dangerous. Just in the shisha. Now this person is jumping from he wanted to leave the cigarette, he is jumping to shisha, jumping to vape, or jumping to all other things. And after 1 year, you see him, he came back to the cigarettes. What is this? What happened? No. This all were more dangerous than the cigarette. So one sin will lead you to another sin. There is sin. If you have done sin, as a human being, we do sins. But Prophet Muhammad has told us what we have to do after that. We have to leave that sin for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to seek repentance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sincere repentance. Not that we look for something which is less sin. There is less sin involved in that. No. We should close the door like the girlfriend boyfriend. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned, we should not be going close to zina. And like before the marriage, there is nikah, there is engagement. And actually, this point came because somebody asked me today that can we talk with each other if we haven't done nikah? Is it okay? Because the girl is saying, if this brother, if he will not talk to me, he will talk to different girls. Like, what is this? So she is trying to protect him from a sin by doing the sin. And this thing, what happens? This is a loop. This is a loop. You are in that loop, and you think, because the shaitan is making these things, that it's very small sin. Now you are very close to the nikah. Khalas, you're going to be married very soon. So no problem in talking. And we see many of the cases who are involved in this talking, and now it's not only talking, talking is the one step, one sin, leading you to another sin. That's from the text it's going to the calls. From the calls, it's going to meeting. From the meeting, it's going to, may Allah protect us all. So, and in this whole thing, the shaitan is saying, you are being protected from the big other sins. You are not watching the pornography. Or with one woman, you are not talking to other women. We are with one woman. Okay, so it's okay, it's good, it's only this thing. So this person is enrolled in this sense. And then, from one sin to another sin to another sin. So we have to close the door at the beginning. We have done sin. Ask Allah for forgiveness. Allah is the most merciful. Don't open the doors to the next step. Don't look for something which is less sin. You don't know it's less sin. And always one thing that we should be taking care, that no sin is small. Look at the Creator. The scholars, they have mentioned this thing. Never think that the sin is small. Okay? Think about whom you are disobeying. You're disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For what? For literally for 5 minutes of pleasure, you are sacrificing your Jannah for that? For any kind of sin. Any kind of sins. We are not saying there is no enjoyment in that. Be it smoking, be it zina, be it wine, or any kind of sin. There is enjoyment in that, but for very little enjoyment. Are we going to sacrifice the forever living paradise? No, we cannot. This place is just for few days, few weeks, few seconds. We don't know we are going to leave this life. No. What about all the things you have planned, all the bad things you have planned? No, are of no use. Think of akhirah. Plan for your akhirah. Do things for your akhirah. In each and every planning, your family planning, your job planning, your business plannings, we should be planning it, taking in mind that we will be living here for a very limited number of time. You have 5 minutes? Okay. 10 minutes? Okay, that's okay. Okay, so this was another thing, that sins will lead you to another sins. That's why the ulama says that the minor sins, if you keep on doing the minor sins, they become either a major sin or they will take you to the major sins. It happens. It happens. Very small sins people are doing, and then they move on. This is the next step, next stage of the sin. So may Allah protect us all. The 7th thing, ilm will be gone. Ilm will be gone. Allahu Akbar. This ilm, the knowledge of deen, is the nur, is the light, and this will not come to those who are sinning. Many times we complain about our memorization. Someone who wants to memorize the Quran or a hadith, we say like, I cannot memorize it. No, I memorize and I forget. It is because of our sins. Allahu Akbar. Look at the life of the scholars. How much they used to memorize. They read the page, they have memorized it. Subhanallah. And one time, it is very known as Imam Shafi, he went to his teacher and he said that, I can feel that my memory is weak. So you know what the teacher said to whom? Imam Shafi. He said, stay away from sins. Allahu Akbar. And in some, I don't know how much authenticity in that, but they say Imam Shafi, he thought about this and he came to know that he saw just the sandal of a woman, the slippers of a woman, just a slip. Imagine how many sins we are involved in now. May Allah protect us all. Are our eyes protected? It's not protected. On the street, while driving, it's not protected. Be it leaving the malls, like if you go, you think you're going to protect yourself. No. Anything we are going to watch from our eyes, which is not good, which is evil, it will affect our memory. It will affect the knowledge of Islam we have with us. If we complain about this memorization, if we complain about why I am not going toward Islam, why I am not seeking the knowledge of Islam, because Allah don't want you to do it. Why? Because of your sin. Because of your sin, you are so much involved in your sin that the light will not come into your heart. And that's why Ibn Masud, he said, he also mentioned about the 5 things which affect the person because of the sin. Okay, we all need to know these things. One thing I will just mention, that this heart, there is a light in the heart. Because of the sin, there is no light. And this light is coming to the face. And for that reason, many times we see people, we meet the scholars, there is nur. You can feel the nur. There is light. This is the light of knowledge. You can, like subhanAllah, some scholars, you go and meet them, and from the face, there is no lights, no lights. No ring light or no other light. They don't need lights for the lectures, subhanAllah. Their face is glowing like that. We need 10 lights, Somebody was telling me the best part of the video is the light. You have the best light and go to the market, the lights are for 500 you can find because of lack of knowledge, because of the sin, the face is dull, no light in the face. Okay, so if you want to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to be talib al-ilm, you know, we cannot call ourselves talib al-ilm. Like, I don't know like anyone of us who attend once a week lecture, okay, can call himself, I am talib al-ilm, I'm a student of knowledge. No. Students of knowledge are not those who come once a week, twice a week, they come late. No gaining of any other knowledge, no reading of books. And then if he is calling himself he's a talib al-ilm, he's not talib al-ilm. So if we want to be a talib al-ilm, then we have to stay away from the sins. We have to stay away from the sins. 8th point, people will hate this person. The one who is involved in sins, people will hate him. And we know, like we can all think of few people, we don't want to meet them. We met them once, we don't want to meet them again. Even though they are calling you, we don't want to meet them. It's not that they have taken your money or anything like that, no. It's something from the heart, you don't want to meet them. You don't want to waste your time meeting such a person. Why? Why is that? They haven't done anything bad with you. Still you don't want to meet with them. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad has told us about that. About both things. That there is a person, you have never met him. If you want to meet him, you love him. How many scholars are there? How many scholars we know? We want to meet them. Go and look at the scholars. SubhanAllah. You cannot even shake hands with them. Why? Why? Because there is crowd there. People just want to shake hands with them. They want to kiss them. Have they ever met them? No. Never met them. Never met them. But the love is in their heart. From where it's coming from. The person who sins, the hatred, Allah will put the hatred in their heart. And the person who does good deeds, Allah will put the love in their in people's heart. This is a long hadith. I will just summarize that hadith. Prophet Muhammad said, when Allah loves the slave, He calls upon Jibreel and says, I love so and so. Allah. Very, very beautiful hadith. I love so and so, so love him. You love him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Jibreel and telling him, I love Allah. Allah loves you. Can you imagine if Allah loves us? Allah asked Jibreel I love so and so, you also love him. Then what happened? Then Jibreel he says, I love so and so. So then Jibreel loved this person as well. Then what happens? Then Jibreel he announced that in the heavens, saying, Allah loves so and so. The inhabitants of the angels, the heavens, the angels, is telling that you love so and so. And this love is being coming down to the people's heart, in the people's heart. You know, the love Allah loves you. Why would Allah love you? Why would Allah love you if you disobey Allah? Will Allah love you? No. Allah will love you if you will obey Him. If you will do things as He has commanded you. If you will believe in His oneness. If you will believe and have tawakkul on Allah, Allah will love you. If you will think that it is only Allah who will give you shifa, Allah will love you. Allah will not love you if you think that the doctors or these pious people are going to give you the shifa or give you the children or give you the rain. No. If you want Allah to love you, or if you want people to love you, you need to work with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the other part is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if Allah hates a slave, He calls the Jibreel and tells him, I hate so and so, you hate him. Then Jibreel calls upon the angel, he says that you hate so and so, Allah hates him. Then this hatred is being sent to this dunya. And that is the reason that we have never even met this person, but we hate him. We hate this person. And there are many people we know, many kuffars we know, we hate them. And there are many shuyukh we know, we have never met them in our life, but we wish we can spend all of our money and we can just go and stay for one night with them. And we can be with them, we love them. This is because Allah loves them. So, all those pain, now the youth, especially youths, they're trying to do ajib things on videos. So they can become viral, they can become famous, people will love him, It happens, some people, they got famous as well. Unfortunately, among them is one of them is Muslim as well. So they try to do strange things so their video become viral, so they can become famous with people. We don't need this. All we have to do is we have to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah will be pleased with you, you don't need views, you don't need subscribers. Wallahi, this is very big fitna for the da'is now. Whoever is the intention. We don't need to worry about the views. And subhanAllah, when we are speaking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are saying anything about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it just the people sitting here watching us? Forget about these live things. Is it only these people watching this? No. There is someone else whom we are doing for is watching us as well at this time. And we are here to please Him only. If He is pleased with us, we don't need million subscribers to have the fame or get any kind of peace in our life. One person, one word from our mouth, if it is pleased, if Allah loves that, is enough for us. It's enough for us. It's enough for our akhirah as well. But one word is coming out of our mouth, and Allah is not pleased with that, we can be in hellfire for that. May Allah protect us all. Last thing, ninth point, is because of the sins, the deeds will be destroyed. Because of the sins. Allahu Akbar. How? There's how after everything. And we get back to the Prophet Muhammad. We get back to the Quran and the Sunnah, the Hadith. And alhamdulillah, we have the authenticity there. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, we all need to know this hadith, and we should be taking care about our affairs. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I certainly know people from my nation who will come on the day of judgment with good deeds like the mountain of Ihara. But Allah will scatter these deeds like dust. Allahu Akbar. Imagine a person doing Hajj every year, going for the Umrah every month or every quarter, being the best Muslim, doing the charity, is in the first saf, in the masjid. People know him. He's reading the Quran all the time. MashaAllah, this brother Muhammad, very nice, alhamdulillah. His trouser is above the ankle, he got big beard. MashaAllah, he posts reminders, he gives this lecture, he gives the khutbah. Big, huge, he's praying janazah every day. But what Allah's Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, that these deeds, what Allah will do? Like dust. All the deeds like dust. Why? The Sahaba, they got scared. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, they will be from my nation. Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, they are your brothers. They are your brothers. And from your authenticity, taking up worship at night, they are praying at night as well, as you do. But they will be people who cross the limits of Allah when they are alone. Allah Akbar. Very, very, very dangerous thing. Especially nowadays. Especially nowadays. Because of this phone we have. Because of the media. Yes, when we are in the crowd, alhamdulillah, the most pious person in the masjid, the most pious person in the class, in the family. But when we are alone, how we are we not crossing the limits? It is clicking of the media. Where are we going? Is this finger going to take us into the paradise? Or this finger is going to take us, may Allah protect us all from the hellfire. So one click can become the cause of us being in the paradise. And one click can become the cause of us being into the hellfire. May Allah protect us all. So try your best, not only in the crowd. Not only in the crowd you have to be best. At home as well. When there is no one, when your parents are not there, in front of the parents, mashallah, Muhammad, Ahmed, mashallah, very nice, azan, going to the masjid, mashallah, very good, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But what this Ahmed is doing, when you leave him in the room, this is what we need to know, and we need to teach Ahmed. And we need to teach ourselves that we are not avoiding the sins for our parents, for our managers, from our wives. You know, some people, miskin people, you know, they leave sins like throughout their life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in the Quran, leave this sin, leave this sin. The smoking, for example, the smoking. Leave smoking, leave smoking. Parents are saying leave smoking, teachers are saying leave smoking. Quran is saying leave smoking, hadith are saying leave smoking. Now you meet him very first week of after the marriage. Yes, brother, let's go for a smoke. No, brother, I quit smoking. MashaAllah, how? My wife, she said, don't smoke it. Subhanallah, subhanallah. No, don't care about anyone else. Now your wife, she came and she told you, I will hit you if you will smoke. You are too scared of your wife to smoke. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. Alhamdulillah, Jazakumullah khair for this wife. And may Allah bless such wife who try to, make their husband towards the good. It's alhamdulillah good, but even his wives, because they don't like the smell. They don't like the smell, that's why they don't want their husband to smoke. Or because they don't like the smell, that's why they don't want their husband to don't drink the wine. No, it's not us. We leave the sins, we start doing the good deeds, not for our families, not for our wife, not for our husband. These husbands, these brothers, they start growing the beard after the marriage. Where were you before? Were you not man before the marriage? Anytime you ask someone, why don't you grow beard after the marriage? Why? After the marriage, are you going to marry the daughter of your sheikh? How? You don't know what are you going to get after the marriage. Maybe a little bit beard you have, it will be even gone. So, don't wait for people to leave the sin. Don't leave it for the people. Because if you will leave it for the people, if you are scared of your parents and you are leaving watching the porn, then what will happen when your parents will not be there? When you will go abroad for studies, you will do these things again. Don't be scared of the creation. Always be scared of the Creator. And that's what we have to do and live our life only. Don't worry about your wives. You want to do good? Do good. Don't worry about your husband. You want to do good? Do it. You want to do good and your parents are after you? That's it. Don't grow beard. We are not living in a society where you can grow beard. You want to wear hijab? Don't wear the hijab. No, you can't wear the hijab. You don't know what's going outside? No. There are limits. There are limits. You should be obedient to your parents all the time. At night, wallahi, at night, you are with your wife. At night, 2 o'clock, your father, he calls you. Can you please come to my home? I am not feeling well. You have to leave your wife, you have to leave your kids, and you have to go to your father. That's how obedient you have to be. But your father, if your mother, she or he is telling you that don't wear these shorts like this, okay? Or don't grow beard, you don't have to obey them in this. And obviously, you have to be polite with them at the same time as well. So these were some of the things which I have mentioned to you. So may Allah protect us all. If you want, I can quickly give you just the title, number one. And anyone can recall? Anyone can recall? Your heart become very black, okay?
Risk is reduced.
Risk is reduced, and Shaitan will be with you. Depression.
Blessing will be removed from
Blessings will be removed. Then
sin will lead to you another sin.
Yes, sins will lead to another sin.
Ilm will be gone.
Ilm will be gone.
People will hate you.
People will hate you, and deeds will be destroyed. So try your best. Try your best. That we try our best to stay away from the sin as much as possible. And if we have done sin for any reason, don't lose the hope. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful. Wallahi, we are alive now. This is the chance for us. Any sin we have done in the past, any time we're sitting in the car, we remember about our sin, cry in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, I have done that sin on that day. Ya Allah, forgive me for that. Allah will forgive you. Allah will forgive you. Every day, take it as a chance that Allah has given you or us to be a better Muslim. Allah did not give you a chance to disobey every day. So take care of yourself, your family, teach your family, and as I said, don't just listen and live your life as it is. Implement these things in your life and with your families as well. That's how we are going to change, and that's how we will be going into the paradise with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair everyone for coming here. May Allah protect us all. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك.